Hello, St. John Paul II, Mrs. Scotton here. I just wanted to pop on and talk a little bit about the idea of growth mindset and the power of yet and how that affects us as a learner, not just here at school, but in our life as well. And how we're going to do that is I'm going to read this book to you called Your Fantastic Elastic Brain. And as we go through, I'll read it and then I'm just going to add my little parts in there as well to help you understand a little bit better. And then after, I'll hop back on and I'll talk to you a little bit about how this can affect you at school to help you be a better, stronger learner. Let's get started. All right, here is our book. It's called Your Fantastic Elastic Brain. Stretch it and shape it. And so there's some little points here. It says, an average person's short-term memory can hold 7 digits at a time. So here's the 7 digits. And it says, I think I can remember this number. And that's why, or the theory is, that's why our phone numbers are 7 digits long. The human brain weighs about 3 pounds. And the little mouse says, it feels like a lot more. All right. What does your brain really do? Does it fill the space between your ears? Hello in there. All I see is pink stuff. Well, yes, but your brain can do so much more. Your brain helps you think and remember and name what you see and what you hear. It lets you move your body and feel both touch and emotions. Your brain does all the things that make you, you. Like this girl likes red foods, knows global landmarks, her favorite word is elbow, she's good at science, she's a ping pong champ, enjoys reading pirate books. She's so unique. Oh, mouse says. My favorite word is foot. So what is your brain? Is it a muscle? No, the brain is an organ in your body. It's made up of cells and tissues. The brain controls everything you do, everything you think, everything you feel, even everything you dream. What we're going to talk about here is the different parts of the brain. So here's a picture of the brain with all the different parts. Down here at the base of your brain is more your survival instincts. Fight, flight, and flee are all in here. And then more like your planning, your thinking, decision making happens at the top and the front of your brain. So we're going to talk about each part. So the little guys down here say, whoa, that pink stuff is pretty busy. So the first part we're going to look at is over here, and it's called the cerebrum, and it's at the top of the brain in that blue. The cerebrum is the largest part of your brain. It helps you think and speak. So these characters are saying, I think, therefore I am. That's deep, because that's some deep thinking that's happening there. This part of the brain here is called the cerebellum. And the cerebellum is a small part at the back of the brain that helps your muscles to coordinate your movement and your balance so that you can walk, ride a bike, or play tag. The prefrontal cortex is at the very front of the brain. So it's the part of your brain behind your forehead, and it lets you make plans and decisions. So the cafeteria lady is saying mystery meat or secret soup, and the character has to make a decision about what she would like. The hippocampus is in the middle of the brain, and it's at the center. It works like a filing cabinet to help you store and find memories, just like here. So this would be what your hippocampus is doing for your brain. The amygdala is this really tiny, you might not even be able to see it, little tiny part of your brain. And it's a deeply packed group of cells deep within the center of your brain that controls your emotions. So these are all different types of emotions like excited, angry, embarrassed, frightened, sad, or happy. And how all this works is through neurons. So this is a picture of a neuron here. Neurons are everywhere in your brain. They are tiny brain cells that make electrical signals to send messages to other cells in your body, telling them what to do. And what's really cool is when we're learning something new, the two neurons connect to each other. And that's what we're doing when we're learning something new. So something that might be new for you is the word amygdala means almond. And it kind of is shaped like an almond, and it's small like an almond too. And the other little mouse, the mouse is saying, I can see how it got that name. When you were born, you were very little. Your brain was small and not so strong. As you got older, though, your body grows and gets stronger. As part of your body, your brain grows and learns to do new things. And you can make your brain do even more. Your brain grows very fast during the first 10 years of your life. This is the magic decade when you can help your brain grow faster and be more powerful. And that's going to set you up for your future, and that will help you throughout your life. Just like lifting weights helps your muscles get stronger, learning new things strengthens your brain. You can give your brain a good workout by trying to learn many different things. So in this picture, we see a character and she's learning lots of different things, and that's helping her brain grow. Like elastic bands that stretch when you pull them, even things that are hard at first or that you don't like to do or that you don't do very well get easier when you keep trying. Think about that first time you played soccer. You probably couldn't kick the ball very far or make many goals. But as you kept going to practices, you learned more about the rules of the game and followed your coach's directions. The muscles in your legs and feet got stronger, your movements were more coordinated, and you could run further and faster. Learning more and practicing what you learned let you play better and have more fun. Practice really does make perfect, or at least much better, because there's no such thing as perfect. Even when you make a mistake while you're learning something new, nothing yet, so she's trying to learn more here, you are still training your brain. Her magic trick isn't working quite the way she wants at first, but she's working through it to try to learn what she's doing wrong. You will remember that mistake and try something else until you get it right. Making mistakes is one of the best ways that your brain learns and grows. Even if it doesn't feel great to make mistakes, that's where our brain is learning and growing. If you aren't willing to risk being wrong, you won't take chances that stretch your elastic brain. You can stretch the part of your brain that controls your feelings too. So here we have a character, and he's got everything he needs to swim at that moment. He's got flippers on, he's got his little buoy and his water wings and his snorkel mask, and he's looking really hesitant to get into the pool. So if you're frightened about taking a risk, like learning to swim, like this guy, finding the courage to put your face in the water stretches your amygdala. It will remind you that you can overcome your fear. So you will be braver the next time something scares you, like diving into the water. So doing it like a little step might help you. Learning something new causes the brain to grow more connections among the neurons. With more connections, the neurons can send and receive more messages. These connections help to stretch a part of your brain and make it more elastic so that it can hold more information and ideas. So, how does the brain stretch and grow? First of all, the word neuro means part of something that has to do with the brain. A sculptor molds, shapes, or carves things out of clay, wood, or stone. So you shape your brain when you make it bigger by adding new things you know and can do. So you are a neurosculptor with your own brain. How did you do that, says Yael? Neurons, my feathered friend. When you learn something new, you're building on what you've already learned. So here we have a character learning to play the piano. In the same way that the muscles in your body work together when you want to lift a heavy object or kick a ball, the different parts of your brain work together when you're learning something new. So the different parts of the brain that would be present in this situation. First is the amygdala. The amygdala makes you want to learn to play the piano. The cerebrum helps you decide to practice. The cerebellum calls up the memory of watching and listening when your piano teacher showed you how to play a new piece of music. Then your cerebellum sends messages through neurons to the muscles in your wrists, hands, and fingers so that you can hit the right notes. The next time you play that piece of music, the parts of your brain and body will know how to work together and you will play the song more easily. The brain that makes you you really is an amazing organ. It controls what you think, do, feel, and remember. Your brain is growing very fast, especially during the first 10 years of your life, and now we know that you can help it grow. When you try hard to learn something new, connections grow from neurons and attach to other neurons. Then your brain can send messages faster, making part of your brain bigger and stronger. Making mistakes really helps you learn because your brain keeps trying new things and stretching till you figure out the answer to your problem. You are shaping a more elastic brain when you learn new things that build on what you already know. The more different kinds of things you learn and think about, the more you can learn, know, and enjoy. And that's why at school we have lots of different subjects and opportunities like math, science, LA, social, religion, art, phys ed, all those things. The harder you try without giving up, the more you will learn. You really can train your brain to be fit and strong and to keep stretching and growing throughout your whole life. The end. And then it's just got some more information about the author if your teachers are interested. And there's some fun little tips at the end here. The human brain is made up of about 85% water. So you got to make sure you're drinking lots of water. And the mouse says, I'm really thirsty right now. And the energy used by the brain is enough to light a 25-watt light bulb. I must be thinking some stuff. Now I'm going to switch to a different page here just to show you a little bit more. Just so that you can see what we've got going on here. So on one side, we have the growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So the green side is growth. So it says things like mistakes help me learn. Feedback is valuable. Is this my best work? I improve with practice and I won't give up. So that's a growth mindset where it's okay to make mistakes. I'm learning from my mistakes and I can use this to help me be better and better. A fixed mindset, on the other hand, that's the red side, says things like, I want to avoid making mistakes. I'll never be that smart. I know best. This is good enough, and I give up. So that's a really fixed mindset because there isn't a lot of growth happening there, and we probably are not helping our neurons connect as much as we could, and we're kind of limiting ourselves more than we need to. So when we're doing our work or when things get hard, we want to think more in a growth mindset, like that green side that we talked about. I also have one other picture I want to show you here. So this I used to use when I taught grade 4 for a million years, and we would learn long division, and it would be challenging for students. I would talk to them about the learning pit, and I would draw this picture for them, not as well as this, to be honest, on the whiteboard. So on one end, we have facing a challenge. So you might feel anxious, nervous, scared, or excited. So our little guy's walking along and he's having a pretty good day. Then he's getting into some deep learning. So hopefully you learn a sense of collaboration and concentration. Things are getting a little harder. So it's too hard. I want to quit, says the little guy. And then maybe our little friend just needs like a little bit of support. So somebody's saying, let's work together. So maybe a friend is helping. Maybe they're talking to their teacher. Maybe they're asking for help or saying to their teacher, oh, I'm not really sure if I'm understanding. Could you explain it to me in a different way? And it could be hard. And it's okay that it's hard, right? That's how we're learning and growing. And the most important thing when it does get hard and difficult and challenging is to not give up. So the little guy saying, I'm not good at this. I don't understand. But if you keep going through that learning pit and keep trying every day and asking for help when you need to and getting what you need, then on the other end of the learning pit, there should be successful learning. So we see our little guy at the top of the learning pit there, and it says you should feel excitement and pride about what you've learned. Okay, so I hope today we learned a little bit more about growth mindset, that sometimes we have to go through things like the learning pit to help our brain learn and grow so that we can keep learning and growing and expanding our brain and working that muscle just the best that we can. If you're having trouble, make sure that you're talking to your teachers about what you are having trouble with so that they know. And as always, I'm always here for you. Whatever you need, come see me anytime. Have a great day, everyone.